wanted to talk about how comparison robs you of your inspiration. Having these external things that are constantly in your face, influencing you, telling you how you should be or how you shouldn't be, or what is this and what is that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm literally doing this right now. Comparison will literally rob you of joy. It will rob you of inspiration. And how do you stop comparing? You don't. You will compare for as long as you give that power. I try not to let that overpower me. Sometimes it influences me. I think that's a very human thing to have that influence you sometimes. It should never dictate everything that you're making on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. It should be something as a tool for you, but it is not you. There's a certain type of artist that maybe is idealized when you think about an artist, that they just have everything together and they are naturally talented, naturally gifted, naturally able to create work like a machine. Creativity just flows out of them naturally, and you wonder how they get this endless well of ideas and endless talent. That is obviously not the entire picture, not the entire thing that's happening in their lives. I'm sure there's a lot more struggle. To an outside perspective, as someone who is a creative and who doesn't have that constant well, it can be hard to not compare yourself, but that robs you of the joy of making art in the first place. Perfectionism is an ongoing issue with a lot of artists, and I think that's why a lot of people quit making art. But that specific kind of artist is fiction, right? Like, there's no way, unless it, like, I'm sure there is people who do that, but I personally believe there's a lot more underneath the surface of what makes that the idealized version of an artist, that it's not real, but you think it's real, or you measure yourself up against that concept in your own mind of like, that's where you should be, that's what you're aiming for, that's what you're trying to be, but that's not real. And I think trying to get to what's real is what makes good art. It's an internal process for me. It's not an external. I'm not making the work and asking myself, oh, who like would see this, or what would they think about this, or like they're gonna love this, or they're gonna hate this, or they're gonna think XYZ about this, is because even when I was creating in art school, that was never what I was doing. The critique was just a part of the process of school. That was what I was getting graded on. Yes, you could take advice from, obviously you should, but it was just a part of the process. Like, it was just one more step towards making something else. If you're aware that you are comparing yourself to someone or something or whatever it may be, ask yourself why you're doing that. What does that represent to you? What pattern is that inflicting onto you? Or like, what are you reenacting in that pattern? What does that represent for you? I think there's a lot more questions that can come out of why you're comparing in the first place.